Okay, thanks everybody to be with us today. I hope, Martin, could you tell me if everybody sees the screen of Philippe? It's okay for everybody about the screen? We have shared the screen of Philippe. I hope everybody sees the screen. So
Okay.
this webinar is especially focused on 3D experience for transportation and mobility industry, and on suppliers OEM data exchange. So today we want to give you the state of art about OEM and supplier collaboration. And today the first part is about Dassault system, transportation and mobility industry. And the second part with 3D experience demonstration to illustrate with short demonstration the global topic. Okay, so we are two guys for this presentation. The first one is Philippe from Dassault System. I will let him introduce himself just after. And me, Gilles Poirier from Keonys, 3D experience consultant. Okay. Everybody is okay with sound and screen? I don't see someone. Okay, I think it's okay. So Philippe, you can start your presentation and the first part of this webinar, and introduce yourself if you want.
Thank you, Gilles. So I'm very pleased to have the opportunity to make an update on the strategy for our industry for those who are in transportation and mobility. So I am in Dassault Systèmes since years. You cannot see my face, but my hair are gray. So I started in Dassault Systèmes a long time ago, and I am still in the automotive industry since that time. And today, as a business consultant in transportation mobility, I will do an update on the strategy. I will update you on the adoption and where are the OEMs with our products, with our platform, and with other product of our portfolio. I will make a focus on supplier exchange with OEMs, and then we are going to have two spots that will not last so long, but to talk about the future of the car and what does it mean for the product of Dassault Systèmes and for our customers. And finally, the focus number 2 will be on manufacturing, just to remind you where we are in manufacturing. But I guess the center of gravity of this presentation is more on the supplier exchange. Okay. So this being said, if I hope everybody can hear me correctly and see the screen, one chart to recap on how many we are, our commitment to this industry, the way we are dealing with and working in partnership with our customers. So here you see big names on the logo, but of course we are working also with smaller companies. And by the way, here we have in the process of take care of customer, we have what we call the must customers, and a good part of this must customer for the automotive industry are suppliers. And in terms of investment, Dassault Systèmes investing quite a lot in the automotive industry to take into account the new challenges in terms of battery, autonomous driving, and also in generative design. I will have some examples. And also for mobility services, collaborative hub and industry 4.0 for the manufacturing. Okay. We are 16,000 people at Dassault Systèmes and working closely with our partners. So today I'm working with Gilles from Keonys, and this presentation was done around Euro West, the geography Euro West, but not only. So we do this presentation also in other geographies. And because it was Euro West, you maybe have some slide in French. So yeah, I apologize for that, but I will do the translation. So first of all, for us, when we are talking about digital continuity and innovation, for us, digital continuity, we show those three pictures. For instance, we have first system design. The second one is the ability to do virtual validation. To avoid doing too much physical prototypes, for instance. And finally, we are in the experience economy, and for some of our customers, the usage experience is something that is very important here. So here you are in the cockpit of a BMW, and BMW is using our tools to do the final experience for the driving before the car exists. Okay, so three main steps for us. What is digital continuity? It's system design, virtual validation, and user experience. And of course, for the main customers, for us suppliers are our main customers, digital continuity means engineering to manufacturing, embracing as well maybe the purchasing, the marketing, the sales, and so on and so forth. Okay, so names are here just to talk about the OEMs, mainly because we are going to talk about the where are the OEMs today with our products. So we are going to talk about Toyota, PSA Ford, PSA Opel, Renault, BMW, Volkswagen. Yes, and few words on startups like NIO. NIO is in China, but not only, is also in Germany and in the US. We may talk about Tesla as well. Tesla is now a big company. And we may talk about Jaguar Land Rover. It's here as well. They moved recently to a new release of the 3D Experience and CATIA V6, as well as Delmia. Okay, so our journey. So probably you know us since the beginning, and so now we are in the 3D experience era with our product, doing PLM, but on the 3D experience. So this is what we have developed together with PSA, Renault, but not only, Jaguar Land Rover as well, and other customers. So again, some few words on the investments we have done to reinforce our capability to face the challenges of this industry. So mainly in simulation, the simulation. You see Xflow, you see EXA, CSI, CST, and then also in terms of manufacturing planning, like Ortem, Squintic, and so on and so forth. Okay, an example of Jaguar Land Rover on using some Xflow simulation for the all the sensors. So they are simulating the virtual model, avoiding to create very costly physical prototypes. And this is what we want to offer to all our customers, the ability to test and validate virtually the product before creating costly prototypes. Okay, what is the 3D experience platform? So the 3D experience platform, as you may know, is a business experience platform, meaning that with this platform you can have like a hub, like a platform to collaborate internally, but also externally with your customers or with your partners. On this experience platform, you gather a lot of applications to do 3D authoring, application to do project management, or to do social collaboration. applications here on the south to do virtual and real validation. So here we will gather all the applications on the Delmia and Simulia. And here on the east quadrant of this compass, you find all the apps regarding information intelligence, IoT, big data, and so on. Okay. So I had a video, but Gilles will do some demonstration, and you will see the product more in detail. So I continue with the 3D Experience Platform applications. The 3D Experience application, and it's important to see where we are. So you know us mainly on the 3D modeling on CATIA, but maybe on SolidWorks as well. You see other small applications here and brands that are Geovia and Biovia for other industry. The simulation and manufacturing application, I told you about that. What is maybe important and what more and more customers are using is the social and collaborative applications to have an idea of what is the market requiring, what is the state of the art concerning some topics that you want to follow. It could be what is new in manufacturing Renaissance or manufacturing 4.0, what is new in system engineering, all the new things that are discussed on the net. You may gather those points and use them for internal discussion and for your process, for your engineering process to start some new product. Okay, the value and foundation of the 3D experience platform is first of all, and this is obvious, but as some of you may use it every day, I'm using the platform every day, you have a unified user experience, whatever the role you have in your company. So everybody is sharing the same user interface, and that makes a lot easier the way we communicate and we work together, avoiding the silos effect, working together on the same platform. Then we have another aspect of this that is embedded in the platform. This is the data-driven aspect. So meaning that we can dashboard whatever kind of data and make some analysis to make faster decisions. So this is also something that we use at Dassault Systèmes. I use that, for instance, to capture and to know what are the big news in terms of investment for the electromobility, for instance. I have a dashboard for that. This platform is there to deliver experience. We have a model-based system approach. So for those who are doing a system for OEMs, so this is what we do since years, in combination with CATIA. All the services and the applications are controlled by roles. So meaning that if you have a given role, you have a dedicated set of applications. Very often at supplier, what we see is that people may have many roles. But the main advantage of this that the services can be gathered, and it's more easy for the organization of the software, of the usage of the software. Another aspect that is key for suppliers is the openness of the platform. In terms of model connectors for the MCAD, for the ECAD, but also for the data connector. You may want to connect with with IBM product or SharePoint. And the process connector, you may have to connect with SAP or Oracle, for instance. Also, we have a platform, and Keonys is really keen to develop and offer some interfaces to work with those process connectors. And last but not least, we offer the possibility to operate the 3D Experience and CATIA on the cloud. CATIA, Simulia, Delmia on the cloud. Okay, a zoom on that. First of all, so you see that we are organized in industry. So it makes the difference when we are talking to people working really in that industry. So we have dedicated solutions, and you will see later on in my presentation, we have dedicated solution for this industry, in particular for suppliers. So again, you see here some famous name outside the system, but that we connect, and this is our commitment to have this openness to be part of this landscape. Okay, when we talk about innovation, and it's really true for the electrification of vehicles. When we talk about innovation, so we are dealing with you that are very highly specialized in your company. And the more specialized we are, and sometimes we have difficulty to communicate because we are using maybe different solutions, and because we are not talking the same language. So we see a lot of silos in all the companies, and this platform maybe is surely is a facilitator of communication, and will enable everybody to work on the same page. So this is the first advantage. So you have here the comments of some customers that say we need a tool to do faster experiments, to eliminate non-value added task, and we have multiple roles and handoffs, and sometimes we don't have the possibility to see to have the complete vision, and there is some frustration when you don't have the global picture. Okay, so for that we propose this platform with apps that are dedicated for the project governance, for instance. So for sure, the industry was not waiting for us to do the job and to communicate. You have mails, you can exchange files. You are sometimes in a organization where you have a lot of data to exchange, etc. What we have developed is something that we will ease the collaboration, avoiding too much mail and avoiding to have duplicated files. So this is the net result of that is that you save time in the digitalization of your company and working together on projects. Connecting with legacy from multiple origins. This is a reality of this industry. You have to connect with multiple legacy system. A legacy system can be CATIA V5, it can be SolidWorks, but it can be NX, it can be ProEngineer. So whatever the CAD you have to connect with the platform, we have developed together with Toyota in Japan something that we call Power By, that is part of the Enovia product, and that is very useful to collaborate with other legacies. So when you have the platform, the 3D Experience platform, you can you may use the CATIA V5, NX, or other CAD system, and continue to do your digital mockup or your manufacturing using this. What is the Dassault strategy for product engineering definition? So we constantly develop for that. So in 4 points, first of all, we offer one reference and multiple usage for this insurance. We want to avoid the synchronization between sites, between different states of your design. We want to have the bill of material as a reference, and the digital mockup will be the instance of this bill of material, considering all the different variants and versions of your product. So you have for the 3D, we want to continue to push this leveraging power of 3D. We did that since the long time, but we continue to do that. Because 3D is a common language. A multi-viewing support with tags, so multi-view supports for systems, for zones, for discipline, for organization. So depending where you are and what kind of system you're searching, or in which zone you're working in your assembly, in which discipline you want to access, and so on. So this is a multi-view support with tags that is the research and the preparation of the data. And fourth point is the unified governance for change and for configuration. And this is something that our customer likes very much, how to manage the change and how to handle the change and create new configuration of the product. Okay, this is a parenthesis, is just to mention that we are in many ecosystems, and maybe you are as well in those ecosystems. So you have the possibility to meet us in user groups like the GAAG, Global Advisory Automotive Group, Valdrive, Value Driven, it's more in France. Then you have the CATIA Operator Exchange, and maybe you know this one. This is a GSE for the supplier, and where we have a lot of interaction, mainly with the CATIA brand. We have some association we are in, like a ProStep EVIP if you are in Germany, so this is very famous. SASIG as well, so Gallia in France. We have some clusters, VDECOM for the new mobility, Systemix, normative instance. So if you are in system, you know AutoSAR, DIN if you are in Germany, and ISO. And then market analysts, we are working very closely with market analysts to be sure that we are in sync and in close contact with the market trends. So Gartner Group and SimData are our main partners. And this is a good transition for the four main business drivers that we are following for the transportation mobility. Why do we follow that? We want to follow those business drivers to develop the products that the market needs. Okay, so meaning that okay, there is a new customer experience that our customer wants to offer. The new interface between the drivers and the cars. There is a lot of quality requests, a lot of cost impact, a lot of regulation that are impacting the development of cars. And because suppliers are owning 70-75% of the IP of a car, so you have an impact on that. There is a big trend that you know, so electric vehicle, connected and autonomous vehicle, it's a big trend. So we have invested a lot and developed solutions for that. And last but not least, we see a very big importance for manufacturing. This is an era where we can do a lot of innovation, and more in the factories, you do a lot of mass customization. You have to answer to mass customization, even though it's very costly. So that's why a manufacturing plant need to be agile, need to be organized in a way that it will answer to this shift from mass production to mass customization. I will detail a bit on that. So what a little bit of history before going to the data exchange. A little bit of history is when we go from the bottom to the top. Okay, we have traditional development where we did product digitalization. We go to the new product development and we experience the digitalization, going to the new experience development of the product. So if we take an example of virtual development, so we were to 5 to 6 years to develop a car, and this was impacting the suppliers, of course. And now we see OEMs targeting 12 to 18 months, and this is the case for the new EV makers, all the startups, and this is the trend. So meaning that quality gates are very near from each other. So meaning that we need to have the right tool to face this. Virtual validation is a huge area of investment and a huge area where OEMs are spending a lot of money. So that's why they want to. One physical prototype is around $250,000. This is a recent study that we have received. And when you do 100 physical prototypes, it's good to do some validation virtually to avoid and to go to less physical prototypes. Okay, so this is our journey. This is our daily work, you know, to provide the solution to go in that new experience development with our customers. I was talking about solutions for supply chain in the automotive industry, and this is what we have a code name for this solution. This is bid to win, and bid to win here is you see a picture where we cover a lot of this process that you have in the supply chain industry, from concept initiation of the product to program approval, preliminary design, then the detailed design, the prototype, and then the pilot with the start of production, and then the market launch and the end of life. So in short, you know us mainly in this area, product design and development, with functional and system architecture, physical architecture, and then finally detail design. And then maybe you go to tooling engineering for those who are doing tooling for plastic parts, for instance, and you are going to manufacturing process. So, but you see that this industry solution experience, bid2win, is covering a lot more, from requirement analysis to answering to the bidding for the request for a proposal, the sourcing, procurement, the plant logistic, and so on. So covering APQP processes, for instance, and also a production part approval process, the PPAP process. So this is something that we deliver since 5-6 years now, and and this is something that we enhance at every release. Some words on the adoption. Because you are in the supply chain industry, you have maybe Renault as customer, or PSA, or Volkswagen, or Jaguar Land Rover, Opel, whatever we named it. Some of them, so the main part of them, they are on the platform, and we will see the impact on the that you may have on the exchange. So, like I said before, for us the main focus is on the supply chain, because this is our main, this is our first segment. You see that we address with solution 6 different segments: the OEM, the suppliers, and then we have the truck and the buses, the trains, the two-wheelers, and finally the sports cars, where we have a great collaboration with famous names, and where we learn a lot, and we can reuse those experience in the other segments. Okay, some few words. I will not stay long on that, but Scania from the Volkswagen group is using the platform and did a big announcement. This is public, to develop trucks and buses on the 3D Experience platform with V6. Then we have a PSA group, including Opel, that is using our product since years. They are on 13X, and they start to talk about future move to a higher level of the platform. And Opel is using the platform as well for the. So we have 2,000 people at Opel that are trained, and they are using the products. Renault, it's not only for the innovation center, but Renault is using 16,000 users on the platform. So they are using also the solution on the cloud for the innovation lab. I mentioned Toyota, and I think Toyota is a good sign for us. Toyota is using the platform, and there are 36,000 users on the platform. It's really a great collaboration we had during 5 years with them to embark everybody on the platform. So Toyota, it's a very demanding customer, but we are learning a lot, and the quality of the product also is increasing. Dassault Systèmes product quality is increasing thanks to those big names. 36,000 users, it's huge. Audi, what is interesting with Audi is we are participating to a system engineering product for ADAS, for advanced driver assistance system, and for autonomous cars. So they choose us to do model-based system architecture, and very nice project as well for us. And last but not least, Tesla is growing very fast. I think there are now 14,000 people. We started with them, there were 400 people, so they are growing very fast. They are using the platform, CATIA, Delmia, Simulia, so they are huge. Okay. Some others, it's another kind of company. I want to mention them because they force us to be very agile and to have a platform that is robust. That's what they want. When you are a startup, like in Europe, we have Rimac, Blue Car, Chrysler in Germany. When you are a startup, you need to be very agile. And NIO, for instance, a Chinese company operating in Germany and in the US, they did big progress thanks to the platform in the collaboration between those 3 geographies. Nayo, a short example of what they do today. They have 3 car lines, and they are global. They are online, and they are coming from the internet economy, and I can tell you that they were really demanding in terms of performance and quality for our product. So Nayo is a good reference for us. It's public if you want to see what they do with our product. It's a public reference. Okay, let's go into the exchange part of it. First to mention is Galia. Galia is our mentor in terms of data exchange. Galia is really helping us to describe what is a need in this industry and help us also to do the specification of our products when it comes to data exchange. And Valdriv is another vector of this topic, because Valdriv is not only OEM, but you have big suppliers in this, like Valeo and Faurecia. And they are pushing as well to have the right solution here. Okay, so what I mentioned was those big names here. You have a Tesla on 16X. Maybe you are dealing with Renault PSA, Jaguar Land Rover. Jaguar Land Rover set a list of suppliers to exchange with them on 17X. Volkswagen is operating on V5 6 2016, and to exchange with them we can use V5, or we can use what we call the power buy solution. Ford is operating on the same level. Toyota is on the platform and on V5 as well, and many others like startups are operating on the cloud. Okay, so what I wanted to mention here, that is in some area you are free to exchange whatever you want on whatever version you want. This is the case for if you use the platform to do bidding or sourcing or procurement. You don't care about the version of your OEM because you receive papers in Word documents, and you are searching into your platform in your IP to answer, and you can do the costing and the project structure without taking care of the ecosystem you have in terms of version. Sometimes, and this is the case for design, you are constrained. So here it's in French, but it's a constraint because you need to deliver in a given format to your OEM, and this is all about the difficulty of exchanging data. Okay, so first of all, we did some definition. What are we talking about here? There are 3 large families of format that we use in the context of 3D data exchange. First one is the obvious one. This is the native format. When you exchange in native format, you have an internal file format dedicated to the software version you have, to the software editor you have, and the native format contains the original and complete representation of a component. This is the native format, the original one, very obvious. You have neutral format. What is a neutral format? They have the main characteristic of being independent of any internal and native format. So neutral format for us is the 3D XML, for example. And light format is a format that results from a huge simplification because you need to have high performance and it's used for visualization, for instance. So you do a simplification of your native reference model, and you can do very fast viewing and it's very important when you communicate on a global global product or a complete car, for instance. Synthesis, what can do the neutral format? Because you have seen that the neutral format finally is the one that you will use the most to do the communication. So a neutral format, you see here the 3D XML. I will not detail, but you see the coverage. You see the cat part in comparison to 3D XML. What can do a cat part? What can do step? What can do IGES? What can do JT? Okay, so you have the synthesis of this exchange, and that's why we develop a lot of capabilities on the 3D XML format. So what are the exchange format in this industry? We have the 3D XML format, that is the exchange format for CATIA 3D experience. Okay, 3D XML is the exchange format for the CATIA 3D experience format. It's native format with exact or light content. Okay, so it's like a box that will respect all the information that you have. The 3D XML format allows the exchange of CATIA, DELMIA, Simulia data. Okay, and the 3D XML file can be of the 3 levels of content. The first level of content is you can decide to do, okay, I want a 3D XML format to do authoring. And then the format is native. It contains all the original information. Okay. Then you have the compatibility mode. The compatibility mode, then the 3D XML contains the assembly structure with the position. You have the exact geometry of each 3D representation without construction history. And it can be imported on levels, meaning CATIA levels or 3D experience platform levels, lower than the one that you use it to generate. Okay. And then if you import in an equal or higher version of CATIA 3D experience, for the authoring content will be imported. And then for we had three, remind you, we had three format, authoring, compatibility, and finally review. The review format is light, and it contains only the information for the assembly structure, reference and stance, with the position and as well as the faceted geometry, light tessellated geometry. So depending on what you want to do, okay, the 3D XML file will be authoring or compatibility or review. Okay. Some examples. So sorry, here it's in French, but I will translate it anyway for when you have a design here, it's easier to understand. Okay, so from OEM to supplier exchange. So first case is exchange with a specification. You want to exchange with a specification, you will use the native file. It can be a 3D XML because 3D XML is the exchange format of the 3D experience, CATIA 3D experience. Native format can be CATIA V5 format as well. Okay, so those data will be editable data. You can you may edit them and modify them. Okay. If you want to do an exchange without specification, okay, it can be a native format without specification. Okay, but the kinematics could be replayed. This is something that we have developed together with Brose in Germany. So at the very beginning of V6, it's just an example. And another example of exchange without specification is the neutral format. Okay, and the data are not modifiable. Okay, what are the usage of that? So exchange without specification, it's 80% of the case of the usage, and exchange with specification will be asked in 20 cases of the exchange specification. And this is an estimation done by the Valdrive group. Okay. So in the first case, CATIA 3D experience to CATIA 3D experience, we are in this 3D XML mode with authoring. Okay. So then in that case, we can exchange from 3D experience to 3D experience, same level, of course, or we can go from a lower level to a upper level. Okay. On the other side, if we are on CATIA 3D experience and you go to CATIA V5, you want to exchange that with the specification, okay? Then you have the possibility to do that with a batch, okay? So the geometry will be converted as specification. This is done for CATIA 3D experience and CATIA V5 on given releases. It will work on specific releases that are synchronized. You see here the example, 3D experience 16X will work with V5-6 2016. Okay. And for the most of the case, 80% of the usage, when you go from 3D experience to CATIA V5 without specification, okay, so you will use this batch and the geometry will be converted as a result with the possibility to replay kinematics in that case. Okay, so a recap on the OEM and suppliers. If you are so here you have the supplier world, okay, in the bottom of the slide, operating maybe or maybe not, but here I took the example of 19X. Okay, it could have CATIA, it could have Simulia, Delmia, NetVibes, 3DExcite, whatever. And for more commodity, working with Power BI to be able to exchange with the V5 world of the OEMs, like VW, like some OEM that are still in V5. Okay, and yes, Gilles, you want to say something?
Oh, it's okay. Excuse me.
It's okay. Okay. And then you have all the OEMs that are on the 3D Experience platform with different versions. Okay, we'll send you 3D XML5 with specifications if they are on those level, and if they move to a higher level that you are, they will send you something as a result. Okay. Okay, I want to do some focus on electrical very quickly to share some experience that we had with Bosch and with Audi. So for Audi, we are in few words because I think I'm quite late in a schedule. We are working to help them, to break the silos in system engineering, and it was a great success to work on system engineering with our solutions, CATIA systems, Dimola, maybe some solutions that you use as well. And the other one is Bosch. It's a public reference as well. So Bosch in the automotive division, doing model-based system engineering. So two big names that you can refer to if you want to see what we do in model-based system engineering. There are many others, but I choose those two one. For manufacturing, it's important to talk about manufacturing in all the in all the events we have done across this geography, we met a lot of people doing manufacturing, and we have made a lot of effort in manufacturing for the planning, but not only. Working as well with for instance BMW. I was mentioning German customers for die phase design and mold and design as well. So but not only, we are in discussion at BMW for Delmia. We're in a discussion at Daimler in Sindelfingen for Delmia and supplier collaboration on the cloud. So this, we are very active on manufacturing. Okay, so in manufacturing, so you have engineering to do the manufacturing processes. You need to operate. You need to optimize the supply chain, and for that you need to connect as well all the machines, all the factories, and the net result of this is if you do the right digitalization of your company, the first level will be to have the right connection between engineering and manufacturing. Okay, so manufacturing for us is important when we work on the platform, to provide smart, creative, and human value for these processes. Okay, some words on Hortems. Maybe some of you know Hortems. It is done to optimize the shop floor. Hortem is really a magic tool to do optimization of operation. This is one aspect. Another aspect is maybe you know this maybe more. It's for the Delmia simulation of the shop floor, assembly lines, and so on. So this is something that we provide since years, and we continue to invest on that. And then something for maybe for bigger companies. This is Apriso, and this is what we provide for a big supplier like Cummins, doing all the big engines for some OEMs. Yeah. Plastic Omnium is one of them. Magna is another, using that. Autoliv as well.
Yeah.
Some benefits of planning and schedulings. And some testimonies, again Scania, again PSA, Alstom as well, Land Rover, Jaguar Land Rover as well, Valeo, and Novares in Spain. Okay, I think I'm done with that. I hope I was not too long, Gilles, but I had no warning, so I was continuing. Is it okay?
Okay, for me, you see.
Yes, I see your screen.
My screen. So now, let's go to the second part to illustrate.
Do we have just a question, Gilles? Do we have a space for question and answer at the end?
At the end, I'm not sure we have enough time, so I show to everybody your emails and my emails, and everybody can send us some question to be for this topic. Okay?
Okay, very good. Thank you.
So now to illustrate the exchange topic, two different scenarios, short scenarios. The first one is about a supplier deploying and working with 3D Experience Platform 19X, and working for product development with an OEM, and this OEM is not on the same level, but working with 3D Experience 18X. So we have to see a very small first scenario. And the second one is the same supplier, so working with another project with another OEM. With the supplier is on 3D Experience 19X, and the OEM is without PLM system but working directly with CATIA V5. So we have a second small scenario to for this exchange topic. Okay, so what about the first one? Okay, so so you have the scenario. The UM is working with 18x, supplier 19x. The UM create context data, export the context, and the supplier import context data in 19x and working with the supplier. So here you can see the supplier dashboard on 3D experience when you have all the projects, the major projects is working on with two different governed with project management. He's working in 19x with two business units. The first one about the brake system. You can see here in the 3D models on his dashboard. And the second business unit about SIT. And you can see in front of the APQP project management Gantt. And this supplier is working on some different business units in the world. So now the OEM's dashboard in 18x. This COM is working on the global brake system and want to export to the supplier and to share the global environment. So with CATIA, 3D Experience CATIA in 18x, he has to define the context to share and export with include, exclude function, as you can see in the demonstration. So this is CATIA 18x in this case. Okay, so you can see the global environment for the supplier. You want to share and to export only a specific assembly. So capabilities to export. In 3D XML with authoring, as you can see, and to exclude some different part of this global environment. Okay. So now the export is done in 3D XML. Is able to send or to share this 3D XML with the supplier. Succeed export. And now the supplier import in the 19x 3D experience the full environment from the OEM to insert his brake system, as you can see. So we launch CATIA from his 3D experience environment. So in this case, this is 19x. And is able to import the OEM environment. Okay. And to insert his brake system. So it is able to import as new or with a reference. Okay, so the environment of the OEM is imported, and now is able to insert his own brake system by search, by drag and drop as he wants. So he inserts existing product from his database, searching his brake system, the last revision. You can search with a specific tag to have this one with 3D master, for example. So now you insert the brake system on the OEM environment. And what you can see in this example is that you are able to work with 3D master annotation and want to send all this annotation to the OEM. Okay, so now I want to export this data to the OEM to save it and export. All the brake system. Export in 3D XML with annotation option. Okay, 3D XML authoring, no CATIA file in this case. Compatibility mode, this is new in 19X. And export this 3D XML. Succeed. And so now the OEM is able to integrate data from the supplier in its 3D experience platform, not the same as the supplier. Is launching his CATIA. And now wants to import the brake system in its global environment. And drag and drop. All the data from the supplier. Okay. So you have the global brake system, and as you can see, with all the information sent by the supplier, and in this example, the OEM is able to see all the good information you want to have. So for this example, annotation. Okay. You can check all the annotation feature from the supplier. Okay, and to finish with small scenario specific roles for the design review, the supplier is able to do with this global environment from 19X, 18X to do design review with annotation, with clash analysis, and a lot of different functionalities for the design review. This is a specific role named design review in the 3D experience. Okay, for the first scenario. And the second one is related to the same supplier with its second business unit on seats. So we want to share with the OEM the full seat system and export it for its 3D experience in 19X with all kinematics. And the OEM is working with CATIA V5. So I'm the supplier working in 19X on the seat. And I'm able to open in CATIA before export all the data. So CATIA 19X in this example, I'm opening my seat. And I want to export it to the OM with some other information, and in this example, kinematics linked to this seat. So to show you the small kinematics, in this example, with CATIA 3D experience. So I check all is correct. And now I want to export it to my OM working with CATIA V5. So not in 3XML, but in CATIA V file with the V5 version I want. And in this example, I have all the different CATIA V5 version, 18X, 18, V5, 6, 2018. And convert as a result, as Philippe explained just before. Okay, so I am able to export all this CATIA V5 product structure and assembly and part with a summary about a report about the export. And now the OM is able to open all this data with CATIA V5. And to perform checks about the kinematics. To perform this test in CATIA V5, you need to have the kinematics license for sure. So in CATIA V5, I'm able to simulate the same things. But as a reference, I'm not able in this example. I see all the geometric data, publication, for example, but I'm not able to modify the part body because supplier send it as a reference. Okay, for these two scenarios, So thank you for this, for your attention for this small presentation, long presentation from Philippe and small demonstration. If you have questions, you can send us. You have the email if needed your question, and I take time to answer you.
I will take time as well, so do not hesitate
Okay.
to send mails, and it will be the opportunity to be closer to you and support you.
Yeah, and I hope it could help you to understand the value of the platform and how it could help to share your data, your company data, and to manage your exchange and processes with your customers in these two examples. Okay, thanks a lot.